Please, please! Hello everybody, this is WarriorDan, and today we are looking at Switch Galaxy Ultra. This is a game that I've received a review code for from keymailer.com, and they've been a great site, and I do want to give them a shout out, and thank you for the key. I did take a look at this game, and it's a mixed bag. I'm just going to say it up front. Switch Galaxy Ultra is an insanely addictive, fast-paced arcade challenge, according to the website description. Weave your way past obstacles and enemies as you travel across a galaxy, yada yada yada. It's a speed racing game. You have to dodge obstacles that get in your way and try and get to the end of the race without crashing. It's a pretty straightforward concept, clearly a game that was meant to be ported from mobile to PC. It very much has that feel. Now there are some games that do this transition from mobile to PC very well, but this isn't really one of them. So the question is, does Switch Galaxy Ultra, with a simple concept as speed racing, do its job well? Well, yes and no. Switch Galaxy Ultra tries to create this story where you are a racer that is earning money from races. That's your career. You're a professional racer named, I don't even remember what the name is. That's the problem. The game is so forgettable. I've been playing this game for a total of possibly 6-7 hours, so I've been investing a fair amount of time in it. This is still very early first impression, but from what I've gathered so far, it feels like I've played most of the game there is. All the maps, if you call them that, all the tracks feel very repetitive. The sound design is pretty good. I like the sound effects that it makes. The music is pretty decent, but there is no replayability. The maps will grow increasingly harder and harder to beat, but there is no new mechanics really added. You can upgrade your ship a little bit, but there really isn't any meaningful upgrades along the way. Now, the progression is possibly one of the most frustrating experiences I've had. Basically, as you go across the tracks, you have to pick up these tiny glowy orb things, and you have to collect these in order to unlock new races. Sound familiar? Yeah, because it kind of feels like something you see off a paywall in a mobile game. Only difference is there isn't a paywall, so that's pretty nice. But the problem is you end up having to go back and repeat a lot of races just to collect those extra collectible objects. Now, the game does include an exclusive webcomic that is mildly interesting to read. You can read through the history of the character and how he got to be to this point. Now, is it really worth reading? It's worth a look. I don't think you'll be going back and rereading it anytime soon, because once you read it, it kind of gets boring after a while. But it does open you up to what the game could have been. The game could have been so much more. It could have been a game that, as you beat more and more races, you got to learn more about the character, his motivations, why this is important, what the hell he's doing this for. I still don't know much beyond what the character looks like. I don't know where he's been. I just know that he's been a gambler. He got presumably in debt, and now he has to pay it off through racing, but I don't even know what he plans to do moving forward. We know next to nothing about these characters. In the webcomic, you'll encounter characters, different aliens and robotic characters that you've never met before. You have no idea who they are. They don't even show up anywhere else in the game, so their inclusion in the webcomic seems strangely unnecessary. It begs the question, what does the game truly want to be? Does it want to be a simplistic racing game? If so, then cut out the webcomic. Does it want to have meaningful content and a storyline that progresses over time? Then make that webcomic content more inclusive in the game itself. The game seems torn between two different concepts of what could be, and ends up being nothing. And that's the sad truth about Switch Galaxy Ultra, is it is so close to being good in both respects, but in trying to balance both, it accomplishes neither. Speaking as someone who has played a fair amount of hours into the game already, I can tell you straight up, there is no replayability in it. You can play the game for several hours, and then this is the kind of game that you will probably return to Steam and get your money back for playing less than 2 hours, because you'll get bored very easily. Now, is it a terrible game? No, but there is just simply not enough long-term interest to really hold you. So overall, what score would I give to Switch Galaxy Ultra? Given the excellent sound design and the beautiful visual look of the map, clearly there is much to be had here. The game has so much potential, even though other parts of it did not live up to the same expectations. Now, going over to the bad side of the spectrum, if you will, there are multiple things to be found here. One, there's not a sufficient options menu. One of the first annoyances that I found when I jumped into the game was that when I put on my headset, the music blared in my ears and pretty much deafened me, and there's no volume sliders for the most part. There are no real options for you to customize. You cannot turn on anti-aliasing or any other options for visual effects. You can't really change any of the sound options. You can't even turn on captions or subtitles. This feels very much like an early access title, and I cannot recommend it as a final product. Now, if you enjoy early access titles that improve over time, then this might be something to look into. It certainly has the potential to go somewhere, but as of right now, I cannot recommend it as a good finished product, which is what it claims to be. Overall, I would give Switch Galaxy Ultra a 4 out of 10. It is below expectations. It is not a terrible game. There is promising entertainment to be had. Gameplay, although the levels are extremely sore, are entertaining for what they last, but there is no long-term playability, and I highly doubt you would play the game for more than 2 hours. This is WarriorDan signing out. Feel free to disagree with me or agree with me in the comments below. I want to hear what you guys think. Is this game worth checking out? Have you already picked it up? Have you not? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye!